How do we do it? Do we jump like
Mario and Princess Peach.
So I'm Princess Peach.
On top of the morning to you laddies. It's St. Patrick's Day here, and here at Midwest Scum, we always go out big for St. Patrick's Day, because we can celebrate. It's a fun holiday.
We can trace our lineage back to, Dublin.
Yeah, exactly. I have, 11% of my DNA can be traced directly to the island of Ireland, the separate island. I'm not sure what the geography is. I know that, the other side of my family suppressed them horribly and, subjugated them to a terrible life just for being, whatever differences they had in the past. Anyway, welcome to Midwest Scum. It's me, Elliot, your boy. I'm here with Skylar, your other boy. And, we're gonna go all out tonight. Big show, lots of plans, lots of things to discuss. That was really the only thing St. Patrick's Day. Okay, so I thought of this. It's like the celebration of when St. Patrick drove the snakes from Ireland, right?
Yeah.
So I thought, what if it was more like just a really big WWE wrestling event that everybody talked about, and it was like the biggest thing that happened at the time, and they're like, we're gonna have to record this forever. And it was like, come see St. Patrick this Sunday, and he's gonna drive the snakes out of the country. And then it's like three, other little wrestling dudes who are like little, spindly fucks.
But like leprechauns?
Yeah, oh yeah, there we go. They could be like leprechauns, yeah. And then
I have some leprechauns and Will-O-the-Wisp.
Uh-huh.
And what's that other one? There was an anime about it.
About leprechauns?
No, not leprechauns. It was it was another Irish mythological thing.
Like Kelpies?
It wasn't Kelpies. It's the one.
A Doulahan?
The Doulahan, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have the Doulahan there. It was just a big old, like Hell in a Cell, but
yeah.
Irish.
Mm-hmm.
And not that wrestler whose whole shtick was that he was Irish.
Being Irish, yeah, that was cool. I just thought that was a fun idea. I'm sure it's been made. If I owned a company that assembled wrestling events, that would be one of the events I would do. Like every holiday, I would have some crazy event where it's like, okay, you dress up like, Easter. You would do like the Easter Bunny
and Jesus.
And Jesus, and then they would get invaded by like a group of guys dressed up like eggs, like little eggs. Maybe the same guys that you get to play the leprechauns for St. Patrick's Day. You get them dressed up like Easter eggs.
Yeah.
And it's just this, and it's the same event over and over, and it's like, wrestler A versus wrestler B, but they get invaded by wrestling party C, which is like three little dudes, and you just, do whatever holiday themed.
Yeah, in
4th of July.
It was a bad idea to have those, I don't know what the politically correct term to call them. I about said person of little.
Yeah, person
of small,
like a dwarf.
Yeah, a dwarf.
I
went to midget
dwarf,
at first,
yeah.
But I think that is that's not cool to say.
Yeah, I don't think you can say midget anymore, dude. It's not good.
Person
it's
of
funny
short
of a
stature.
Word to say.
A poss.
Yeah, a poss. A good. Yeah, but you get a group of dwarves, and then like a huge jack dude, and like a regular jack dude, and then you just put on wrestling events. Or then you get hired by, because I was thinking of snakes, And then I thought, what if St. Patrick wasn't driving snakes out of Ireland, he was driving the tunnel snakes out of Ireland? Like
tunnel
the tunnel snakes from
rule.
Fallout? Yeah. They're the tunnel snakes.
Okay, so
And-
like they're fighting a bunch of dudes with pompadours and leather jackets and...
Yeah.
Okay, I can get behind
It-
this. This sounds fun.
Mhm. Like, it was the rockabilly invasion back in the day,
Mhm.
and that's what St. Patrick was trying to keep out of Ireland. Was the rockabilly's 50s guys.
Unfortunately, much to his chagrin, that was pretty much what Ireland was like in the 70s and 80s.
Hey. Yeah, but he held it off. He held it off single-handedly. St. Patrick held off the rockabilly style invasion in Ireland until like the 70s or 80s. So that was him. And that's why we celebrate it every year. Drink way too much whiskey.
Yeah, I mean, really, that's it's just an excuse to get fucking plastered off,
Yeah.
Guinness and Jameson.
Mhm.
The only two Irish beverages that exist here in America.
Yeah, the only two.
Yeah, I went to the liquor store because I was going to get some Guinness. Jameson's a bit too rich for my blood these days. I just, I bought some really cheap whiskey to go with it. Same thing, right? But anyway,
No.
I know it's not the same thing, but in my heart of hearts, it's the same. I'm not spending fucking $20 on like a pint. Fuck that.
Yeah, you're right.
And I don't want to
You
buy a
gotta
big
treat
bottle
yourself,
because I would
though.
drink the big bottle in one
Yeah.
sitting, and I'd be really sick and disgusted with myself. Plus all the Guinness too. Anyway, not
That's true,
important.
Yeah.
But they had like, and it's something they started doing recently at the liquor store near me, is they'll get like these Ziploc bags and they'll put like those like shooters, the individual shooters that you can get, and they'll make like, you mix all these together and you get this drink. Like you mix these together and you get a Long Island iced tea, you mix these together and you get whatever. And I noticed that for the Guinness and Baileys and Jameson, they called them Irish car bombs. Which
Oh, you're not supposed to do
you're
that.
you're not supposed to. They had that. They also had black and tans, and I was like, oh wow, that's
Ooh.
you better not get like a pure-blooded Irish guy that comes in. I mean, what are the odds of that happening? Some fucking Irish dude comes to this small ass fucking liquor
Oi,
store in the Midwest.
What the hell is this, mate? See, I can't even. I think I could do I
Faith
can
in
do an
Magora.
Irish accent in my head really well, but it doesn't translate to.
It's a hard one to do, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was offended on their behalf. Just
Oi, shillelagh. That's what I always say, man. That's terrible. Oof. So yeah, welcome to the show, everybody. St. Patrick's Day is cool.
I'll drink to that.
Yeah. Me as well. I will after, So yeah, what's new? What's been going down? You finished Death Stranding, right?
I did. Yes, I did. It was
Oh,
a
man.
life-changing experience.
Oh,
I got this
Yes.
big dick fucking gaming PC, and I was like, I want something that's gonna test it and push it to its limits, which Death Stranding really did not do. Surprisingly,
really?
it's
Wow.
actually a very well optimized game. I think
is it the like director's cut
Yes,
version?
it
or whatever?
was, yeah.
Oh,
So it had
There
all the
you go.
cool bonus shit, whatever that was. I hadn't played the original, so I couldn't tell you what was different. I know there were like some extra missions and stuff
yeah.
added to it. I don't know what, like buildings. I think there were some new like buildings that were added, I think.
Mm.
But no, overall I had a great time with it. It's I understand now why it was so divisive, or why it still is so divisive. It's not a game for everybody.
No.
And
No.
it takes a long time for it to pick up steam, like almost 15 to 20, depending on how you play. If you rush the story, then you probably get into the stuff quicker. But if you're like me and you like to explore, and
Oh yeah. Dude.
I was collecting all them stars that you get
Mhm.
on the pants for maxing out the specific, different, like the the bridges, the UCA places, and all the preppers. I really like doing that. I love that kind of shit in games. But it is very much not, and even going into it, like knowing it's a Hideo Kojima game, like there's something you sort of expect, like it's going to be action. There's going to be a lot of action. There's going to be a lot of stuff you don't understand. There's going to be these hour-long cutscenes that explain stuff, but then
not really,
and add more questions to the entire overall. Yeah, so that part of it was understandable, but it was getting into the rhythm of how the game is. I see why people call it a walking simulator. I wouldn't say that because I spent like 80% of the time driving. I would say it's more like a FedEx or USPS simulator.
It does glorify, like, after I played it, I was like, man, I want to go get a fucking job for, like, Amazon or something, delivering packages, being a FedEx guy, being a courier. I think that would be so cool. It made carrying things, like, romantic, and I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it did. It was really fun trying to figure out how much, like, you could feasibly load up.
Like, yeah, like, I want robot legs to help me carry things that are even more heavy on my back and stack things.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like Endgame, you were like being able to carry, if you had the exoskeleton, you get up to like 200 something kilograms of weight.
Yeah,
it's like, damn, Sam has got to be fucking jacked to hell.
Dude, for real.
I mean, he is. I guess you see him fully naked many times.
Mm-hmm.
It's behind a glass, semi-opaque glass.
Yeah, just a peek at that booty, just the steam on the and
showing you Norman Reedus' ride. There's a lot of product placement in the game, which was kind of funny. Like, most times you'd look at that and be like, oh, it's fucking gross. But I just laughed, like, every time. Like, his canteen that refills every time. It, like, he fills it up with water, but the canteen turns it into Monster Energy.
Yeah, the canteen literally turns it into Monster.
I was kind of disappointed when I finally unlocked the... because there's a point you go and... unlock this like wheat farm, and they're using the timefall, the rain that
to make their beer,
and they make beer, and then you get the timefall porter that is beer, and it replaces the monster and like all of the bridges, safe houses. And I was like, damn, I really liked it, just chugging back 3 full like 16-ounce cans of Monster in a row to get that 25% stamina boost. It's like, god damn, his kidneys must be shot.
Dude, they're terrible. I'm sure.
Not even the sugar-free Monster. It's the green.
Yeah, it's the full sugar. Did you chug the beers?
Yeah, I did.
You can do that. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, and like BB gets mad at you if you chug a whole bunch of them and go fuck with them. But yeah, no, I mean, it's just stuff like that. Like, there was a lot of stuff about the game that like pissed me off. Like that whole mountain region just was hell until I got the zipline set up.
Yes.
And then that was like another thing with the zip lines. After I got them, I was like, okay, well now this is just easy. This is like easy mode. There were some jobs you could do where you obviously couldn't use the zip lines. Like, it'd be like, take all this in 5-6 minutes. And it was like, yeah, you can't really make 2 trips depending on how you have the zipline set up.
Mm-hmm.
But so that, like, the last, I would say, quarter of the game was just like, I just want to get through this and get to the end.
Yeah.
Because the whole mountain area was a slog, and I didn't want to spend too much time, ranking everybody up and then forgetting the story. Because the story comes at like a mile a minute in those last, 6 or 7 chapters.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. It's like the boss fights go from, oh, here are these things that you can throw your piss at, to like, you have fucking giant blood grenade launchers, and you're fighting a giant, like, literally a Titan BT
yeah, that was
in the fucking city.
Yeah,
that boss fight was insane.
That was crazy.
Dude. Oh my god.
I loved Higgs. He was a great, like, antagonist.
Yeah.
Troy Baker was stellar. Always puts on a stellar performance, but Higgs was like truly like wild. Just crazy wild card, dude. He just wanted to destroy the world for the sake of destroying the world. And the Egyptian aesthetic was cool. I wish I could pull off the eyeliner, the like pharaoh.
Yeah, the super deep eyeliner and the just being a beautiful man.
Yeah, that too, that helps.
I wish I was a beautiful man like Troy Baker, who's also incredibly talented. Shout out Troy Baker. Welcome on the show.
Troy Baker, yeah, also, you know, oh wait, I was about to say good job in The Last of Us, but I mean, he did have a cameo role in the show.
Oh, did he? See, I fucking episode 5 I dropped off. I was like,
that's
all right,
fair.
I stopped caring.
That was during the whole the crazy chick in Kansas City, right?
Yeah, like that arc ended and like nobody got any story closure at all. It was just like
it followed the same
negligent.
beats. Yeah, it was. And it was. I don't get why they had to shoehorn in that whole part of it when like, because that was supposed to be in Pittsburgh, I believe, and that's when they meet up with I can't remember their names, the black kids, the like brothers, and for some reason they made the kid deaf.
Yeah, I didn't remember that part in the game.
I don't think he was. I don't think he was deaf in the game. Maybe he was, but I don't remember. It's been years since I played it. But they like a big. Here we are going into this from Death Stranding, getting on a tangent. Now I'll say my piece about The Last of Us real quick, and we can get back to Death Stranding. It was a show. Anyway,
okay.
Back to Death Stranding.
No,
great game. Kojima's a genius. I doubted him. I will say I doubted him all these years. I really thought the game was going to be so divisive I wouldn't like it. But I put like goddamn 80 hours into that bitch over 2 weeks.
Fuck yeah, dude. Yeah. I was worried when it first came out, and I was like, oh man, everybody hates it. Kojima's going out on his own. He's riding the wave of like, I don't need you, Konami. I'm a fucking genius billionaire playboy. And then if he had flopped on Death Stranding, it would have been so embarrassing.
Yeah, that would have been bad. That would have been real bad. But no, Sony was like, here's a whole bunch of fucking money, and yeah.
Kojima was like the Kanye of the video game world for a minute.
Without all the anti-Semitism.
Yeah, it was before, it was back when Kanye was just like a narcissist,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now he's friends with all these like super famous celebrities and stuff. He got Conan in the game. Conan O'Brien, not the Barbarian.
Oh yeah. Unfortunately, yeah. Arnie's supposed to be in Death Stranding too. He's
he almost had me there. I was like, that would actually be kind of cool.
That would be pretty sweet, honestly. If he could get the fucking Terminator in there into some sort of homage role. Or make him the new president. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how long that Death Stranding 2 trailer, if you've watched it after finishing Death Stranding 1, it's like, okay, this doesn't like it just, there's a bunch of question marks that I have no idea.
He has gray hair now, but in that universe it really doesn't mean shit.
Yeah.
Who's the baby? Is the baby BB? Is that
Yeah, I think it's Lou.
That's what I was saying. Was that Fragile with the baby at the beginning, or I'm
pretty sure
did they hook up
is.
and like now they're fucking? Because I shipped that.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. But then like Higgs shows up again, and I'm like, oh,
and he's
shit,
like a badass rocker dude now.
Yeah, and then so I don't know.
A lot of questions.
And the trailer didn't provide any sort of answers.
I think the big thing I got from the trailer is they're not bridges anymore. That they changed the name. It's something else. I can't remember what though. But it's like instead of bridges, it's like foundation or something.
I see.
I'd
'Cause
have to
they're
watch it
gonna
again.
rebuild.
Yeah.
Instead of reconnecting the shattered pieces, the pieces are reconnected, and now you have to,
Maybe it's
build the
reconnecting the
foundation.
world.
Yeah.
That would be my guess. As for what's next. I
uh-huh.
mean, what's the next logical leap? They reconnected America, and it's still kind of a what if, and what's going on in Europe or
Yeah.
China or Japan.
That's a good question. He has to go. Yeah, he has to go. But he has to go to Japan. That's the next step.
Mm-hmm.
He has to take a boat, and then there's the water sequence. Yeah, we'll just just speculate. Death Stranding 2 starts out. Sam comes out of the cave or whatever that he's in the beginning of the game, and then let's see, Lou's not in the BB. Well, wait, no, he get a new BB cage, too, right? I haven't watched the trailer in a minute. So
I don't think
even
so. I
remember
don't think
that.
he had one in the trailer.
I thought there was one that they showed
Maybe.
that he was strapping up,
Yeah.
or somebody
yeah.
was strapping up, or maybe maybe it was an empty one.
Maybe it's
I
one
don't
like
know.
Higgs had, and it doesn't even have a baby in it at all.
It might be. They might have like recovered that, and then because I forget, Higgs like dies, but he doesn't like. He's not like thrown in the muck.
Yeah,
in the
no,
lake,
I
right?
I don't think Fragile kills him. I think
Really?
yeah, I think she like gives him a choice to either kill himself or stay on the beach, and he stays on the beach.
Okay.
I think. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. That whole ending sequence, there was just a lot of information to process.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot at once. You had to wrap your mind around extinction events, and then like just the idea that all of these extinction events happened, and then
But every
here's another
time-
one, and then a god being emerges to
But they all, for some reason, let humanity continue to exist, or not humanity, but the species that are dominant. They wipe out most of them, but not all of them. That was the big thing.
That makes sense.
That was what Amelie described. At the end, when it's rolling the credits, and then you're like just running on the beach.
Yeah, you're like, oh fuck, okay.
Like, what am I doing? And then she stops you, and
So it
she
ends?
drops some logic bombs. It's like, yeah, there were other extinction entities, but they also let humanity, or they let the species live. They wiped out like 90% of all life, but for some reason, that woolly mammoth was able to to sway or be swayed by some other animal, and they didn't, because that's like what it was. There was like a woolly mammoth, there was a Neanderthal, there was an ammonite, and they all had the umbilical cord. They were all extinction entities. That's what those 5 fucking things floating in the sky represent.
Yeah.
Or the previous ones.
Yeah, because it was the mammoth that killed all the dinosaurs.
Yes.
They thought it was the comet, but really it was the mammoth who brought about the comet that killed all the dinosaurs.
That is actually probably true
like,
in this universe.
Yeah, I think that's like legitimately, yeah. Which is super cool to think about. Like the mammoths are just kind of pissed that every time people think about the Jurassic era, they think of dinosaurs, but they don't think about woolly mammoths. Wait, no, they didn't exist at the same time, did they?
They probably did in this universe.
Probably.
I did some research on it, and like the history is kind of fucked up. Like these extinction entities existed in air. Like some of them line up, but some others don't. Like the Neanderthal wouldn't line up with where a Neanderthal would have been during that extinction event. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
But it has to, for the sake of them being able to find the chiral matter in the geostrata.
Because that's important to the thing. It's important. It's important that the crystals form in the shapes of hands.
Yes.
And that gold is a dope-ass color.
Yeah.
That it make...
Yeah. I mean, every time I made a new exosuit, it was always gold. Like, always.
Hell
Like,
yeah.
why settle for anything else? I had to be Gucci'd up anytime I went out.
Did you make the gold stunner shades?
Yeah.
Because those are those are fucking awesome.
Man,
Oof.
what a game. If that's one game that if I
Right?
could, like, wipe my memory and play again, that would be one of them.
Yeah. I'm on my way, dude, to wiping my memory of things. I think, like, I don't know. I think I'm crossing the threshold into where, like, my brain just no longer has the capacity to learn new things. So I'm, like, erasing a bunch of data that I'm like, for instance, I legitimately forgot the name of the band Iron Maiden the other day.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I was like, oh, what was that concert I went to a couple years back? And, like, I could barely think of the song, like, Run to the Hills. And then I was like, who the fuck made that song? And then I had to look it up on the phone because I was like, oh, yeah, Iron Maiden. I had no idea. That combination of words just exited my brain at some point, and I have no idea. Like, and I was trying to think of all the old music that I listened to in the past that I now, it's gone. It's gone.
Out with the old, in with the new, I say. Iron Maiden,
Yeah.
I mean, they're,
Yeah, fuck Iron
What have they
Maiden.
What have they done recently?
Have you had their beer?
I have
The-
not.
The Trooper beer that they made?
No.
It's pretty good for a brown ale, like a Newcastle amber ale. I think it's kind of what it's like. Similar, maybe. I'm not like a big beer guy. That's a Midwest thing though, is being a beer guy and like home brewing and things like that, right?
I mean, I think more Midwest would be like Busch Light or Bud Light.
Bud Light, baby. Anheuser-Busch forever. Oh, but that's what, like, the like, hipster douchebags like us who live in the Midwest do, is they get into, like, home brewing,
Yeah.
micro brewing.
That is true. I know at least 2 or 3 other middle-aged, well, not middle-aged, but, 20, 30-something dudes that have, like, a micro brewery in their garage.
I have to admit, I have some of the equipment on an Amazon wish list because at one point I was like, oh, I'll fucking distill mead. That sounds like fun. That seems like a fun thing to do. And then I was like, oh, like everybody does that shit.
Yeah, my mail carrier friend does it.
Nice.
He makes mead on the regular.
Nice. That's cool.
I haven't had a chance to sample any of it, but he's made like elderberry and like raspberry mead.
Yeah, Ruhypnol mead. That's pretty good.
Dextromethorphan, Benadryl mead. My favorite.
The old Bill Cosby blend. I think that's a Melomel. It's a mead that's like, I don't, distilled with like with a fruit, like apples or something.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say Rohypnol.
No, I mean, no. Don't- I'm sure that there's like a natural equivalent. Like maybe you could probably distill some mead with like chamomile
Ooh, or like coca leaves.
and coca or the opposite, coca. Ooh, dude, some coca leaves. Holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. Okay. All right.
I like where this is going.
That idea is trademarked. Nobody can steal
Yeah,
that.
no.
You
We're gonna
can't
make
if you're
cocaine mead.
listening.
Coca
You
mead.
can't steal. You can't steal cocaine mead. That was our idea. Now we just need to find somebody with coca leaves. So if you know anybody out there,
Yeah, for that one listener in Peru, get us a hookup.
Yeah, we're gonna get a Kickstarter going so that we can make cocaine mead. That's a pretty cool idea.
That is
actually.
a pretty cool idea.
It's an awesome idea.
It's like, how they're starting to imbue beer with THC.
Ooh,
THC
yes.
beer.
Oh my god, dude. Yeah.
Just that would just get you faded.
It's in the yeah, you would just be turned immediately. Be so good.
It would be so good.
I've had like a THC infused like knockoff Mountain Dew. That was pretty good. I mean, it's like, it's just like if somebody blends up some weed and puts it in a Mountain Dew. Like, that's what it tastes like. It's like, ugh. But, the science is getting there.
It's getting there, yeah. As legalization goes forward, we'll be able to get some of these crazy ideas into, like, actual product. I mean, a long time ago, even, like, having THC gummies was a thing of, like, whoa.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, right? It was like, wait a minute. This is like candy, though. We can't make candy. Yeah, we can make candy, dude. We can make soda. We can make fucking...
energy drinks.
Dark chocolate bars. Yeah.
Which is a weird mix.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if it's like a sativa, it would make sense, because that's kind of an upper.
Uh-huh. It also is just weird edible-wise. Things are, it's like, different active chemicals and shit, so... At least my body processes it very poorly. Like, it's either does nothing or I fall asleep, and I'm trying to find the balance, and I'm going to one day.
Those edibles could really knock you on your ass.
Dude, yeah.
Like, if you're not if you're not smart about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure I've told the story on here where I did the thing. I took I had this like chocolate bar and it was all portioned out. And I took one little piece and I ate it, and I was sitting there 30 minutes later, I was like, this ain't shit. So I ate another 2 pieces. And I ended up couch locked. All I remember is like looking at my phone, and then I put my phone on my lap and I just like sat and stared at the wall. And then I looked at my phone and 2 hours had passed, and I didn't have like anything on. I didn't have any like shows on. I wasn't playing video games. I just like stared at the wall and thought about what? I don't remember. Then I was like, all right, I'm tired. I'm going to go to bed. And I fell asleep, and I wake up. It's like 7 o'clock in the morning. And I mean, I had tons of stuff to drink in my fridge. I had water, I had some soda or whatever. And I was like, I really need a fucking purple Gatorade right now. It had to be purple. Like, couldn't be anything else. It had to be the purple kind. So it's like 7 o'clock in the morning, and I get in my car, and I'm like, God, I'm still fucking high. I shouldn't, But luckily, the gas station's like only a minute away. Small rural town. I wasn't too worried about it. Don't drive under the influence, kids. But I went there and I got my purple Gatorade, and I got into my car and I drank the whole thing. It was the best. It was the best fucking tasting Gatorade I'd ever had in my life. I was so relieved. I went back home and I fell asleep. Satisfied, sated. Then I woke up a couple hours later and I was still high. And I was like, God damn, I'm never doing that again.
Absolutely insane.
But I would totally do it again. I mean...
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
If I knew I had like a day... That's the thing with edibles. You gotta have a day. You have to set a whole day. Unless you have a really high tolerance to it. Can't really... I mean, depending on how deep you want to go into that rabbit hole. How far into Wonderland you want to go.
Yeah. I haven't found the right balance yet. I'm trying to, but I just need to get my tolerance up is the problem. a little bitch baby boy right now. So, you know, I just got to figure it out, because I think medicinal cocaine's coming up on the next ballot.
Nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be sweet. 2024, baby, is gonna be a big year. It's gonna be awesome. We're gonna secede from the union. We're gonna make cocaine mandatory. We're gonna
put it in the water supply.
Yeah, we're gonna put it in the water supply. And think about how much more productive the world's gonna be.
Oh God, so much more productive.
Yeah.
Think about it. If you sleep 8 hours a day, that's like a third of your day that you're wasting.
Yeah, exactly. Literally a third of your day. You're like laying down, not doing work, you know, when you could be up for those hours, working your body to its limit, maxing it out for the sake of, like, digital value that is generated somehow by you stepping on pedals and turning levers and things. And
right.
That's... I don't know what point I was trying to make.
And then we get the kids coming back to work because they got the tiny hands that can fit in between the machinery and fix stuff. And, you know, stuff that normal adults can't do, but they're all fucking coked up because, you know, we give them water that's filled with cocaine.
There it is. Yep, that's why. I forgot it was cocaine. Yeah.
I mean, if we're not going to get any, like, workers' rights in this country, they may as well just give us fucking coke-nated water.
Yeah, why not, you know?
Like, at least let me enjoy working a menial dead-end job, but I'm high off my ass.
Yeah, at least give me the unshakable confidence of a man who could fight somebody for no reason if he wanted to.
Just at the littlest thing, just the tiny little aggression, and you just blow it out of proportion.
Mm-hmm.
That's my America.
Yeah. Can you imagine road rage? Just everybody on cocaine on road rage? I don't think we could, like, drive. We'd have to...
No.
We'd have to make that concession. Like, we can get water spiked with cocaine, but we have to not drive
They would just push Elon Musk to get those self-driving cars out faster. Then we wouldn't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I was just thinking make everybody, like, trade in their cars for, like, Razor scooters, and they have to scoot everywhere. Manual power. And the cocaine makes them stronger, so they can kick, like, you know, super hard, so everybody's going super, like, it's, you know, it's like Flintstone-style driving.
And they're not even, like, electric scooters?
No, they're not even electric scooters, no. They're just physically powered. And then, like, using that physical energy burns out any of the road rage aggression that would happen. So it's just a bunch of happy people on scooters who happen to also be on cocaine.
I mean, I was thinking we get people those, like, those one-wheeled balance board things. Like, everybody gets those, and that's how we commute.
Those stupid fucking, like, it's like a tire and then it has the thing on both sides, and it's like, oh, this is totally safe having a super fast tire right beneath your legs.
Exactly, yes, those. Everybody gets they trade in their car for one of those. A lifetime supply. So that way you never have to worry about, you know, if the battery dies on it. And everybody's just scooting along. I mean, you know... It would reduce. I mean, people would still fall and get hurt, but as long as you're not dumb and wear a helmet while you're on it, I mean, it's fine.
The dumb thing would be wearing a helmet while you're on it. Yeah.
Yeah. We have enough to give everybody one. We don't have enough to supply them with helmets. You have to buy it on your own.
You have to buy your helmet, and that's that comes out of your, like, your UBI, I think. If we do that, we'll just overhaul the whole system.
Yeah, just tear it all down, build it back up again. Have cocaine in the water. Everybody gets those sweet hoverboards.
Yeah, give them like $2,000 a month to just say, you know, here you go. Thanks for being an American citizen. You deserve this. for being born here. You deserve this.
You earned it.
You earned this. You totally deserve the insane quality of life that you have. You fucking filthy piece of shit. I do sound like a domestic terrorist when I talk like that, dude. I love America. I'm trying to say I love America, you guys. But I also want cocaine water and hoverboards. So, you know.
I mean, it's what every red-blooded American should want.
Yeah.
Cocaine and hoverboards.
Cocaine and hoverboards.
It'd be a utopia.
It really would be. That's the utopia.
You know that meme where it's like, this would be the world if Bush didn't commit 9/11, and it's like a super futuristic city. That's the world with cocaine and hoverboards. We get rid of automobiles, we get rid of all the infrastructure for automobiles and switch it over to hoverboard infrastructure. People are fucking, you know, like, I mean, because obviously we're still going to have to ship freight and stuff. Like, that's not going to stop. But everybody, like, will just have porters, like Death Stranding, and people will be all strapped up, riding on their hoverboards with, like, 150 kilograms of, you know, goods. And it'd be perfect. It's the perfect system. There's no flaw with it at all.
Country. Yeah. And I mean, all you have to do is, like, instill the public propaganda with things like, you know, patience is an honorable value in a good citizen. A good citizen waits for his purchases. And then, you know, you get over the fact that we used to have 2-day shipping, and now it's like you order something and you have to wait for 5 dudes on hoverboards to carry it from whichever port, not city, that you ordered it from. And, you know, who knows if they take the long way around or if they fuck around on zip lines and forget that they have a bag, like a box in their bag.
Oh, yeah, and it would make it so, like, you know, it would reward, you know, those porters that decided to take the dangerous route, and, you know, they would get more likes.
Yeah, and likes aren't free, mind you.
No, they are. That dopamine hit is not free.
No, it comes directly from your own dopamine. Like, there's a direct correlation in you pressing the like and the energy being sent from your thumb into the machine. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how thermodynamics works or anything.
I don't think that's thermodynamics, but... But I'm also not a thermodynamic scientist.
Yeah, are you sure that's not... That sounds a lot like thermodynamics to me.
Thermodynamics is whatever you want it to be in our new America.
Yeah. We're
gonna completely rewrite the whole thing.
Yeah, because we're gonna have to overhaul the education system too. Have it revolve around, instead of having, like, indoctrinating our students to be good factory workers, we have to indoctrinate them to be good couriers.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, it's more, there's less, like, calculus classes and more, like, gym and,
physics.
Yeah, and, like, ladders, like,
mechanical engineering
class. Yeah, I guess that was part of it. There has to be people in the future who make the things that the porters carry. So, like, you know, whoever made the PCC.
Elliot, are you suggesting that we bring about the Death Stranding so we can push America into a new future? Is it up to us?
I'm saying that nothing happens in this life unless we make it happen. And are there good things that happened because of the Death Stranding? 1000%. There's some great things that have come out of it.
Yeah, like being able to print stuff instantaneously by sending it through time, or however the fuck that shit works. They don't even really have a good explanation for it in game. It's just like, yeah, we use the beach and there's a whole bunch of time stuff that goes on. It's like we're printing it and sending it back in time. Whatever, fuck you. Here's your goddamn motorcycle.
Yep. Yeah. Like that's awesome. I would trade a I would trade a not nuclear, like an extinction level event for if I can ride a motorcycle that looks like the one from Ride with Norman Reedus.
Yeah.
That would be
cool.
That's worth it. That's a fair trade in my book. So yeah, I'm saying bring about the Death Stranding.
We bring about
That's
the
our
Death
next goal.
Stranding. Everybody has
Yeah.
hoverboards. There's cocaine in the water. People have become acclimated to the Porter Society that we have established. We have to establish that first before we bring about the extinction event.
So
That's
yeah,
the
so there's a
key.
good like 5 or 6 years where everybody's complaining like, why do we need all these delivery guys out here? This is ridiculous. Who's even using these guys? And then like, you know,
Like,
because the
gotcha.
extinction event.
Gotcha.
Yep. And then who's in charge of all the porters now, and who invented the standardized system of porter legion standards of America and the new America? Us. Who wrote the book on it? We did. And we sell that to the new American people. And I don't know what the plan is after that.
Yeah, we haven't got that far.
Yeah.
We're only human. We have the first, like 2/3 of it figured out.
The rest of it we'll figure out,
Yeah.
as it comes. We haven't exactly figured out the whole, piss and blood grenades yet. So.
Well, we don't have any
But it's in the
repatriates.
Yeah.
We need repatriates for that.
Yeah.
We need
And
people
in order
that
to have those, we need to have babies from stillborn mothers. Or wait, no. The other way around.
Yeah, no. Well, yes. No, you're
Wait,
right.
no.
Like the mothers, yeah, because it's actually based on a real thing. I did a lot of research after I finished the game, and it is based on a real thing. There's only been like 40 or 50 cases since the 70s of like a brain dead mother, and they'd perform a cesarean on her for a live birth. Very rare.
Does the baby live?
The baby does live, yeah.
Wow.
I don't know. I think it's like a very small percentage lived through it, but some do, yeah. As long as like they can get to it in time before all systems are cut off from the baby.
Yeah. Oof.
It's pretty brutal.
That would be yeah, that is brutal. I bet those kids who grew up probably have something fucked up in their head.
Yeah.
Have like just from the traumatic experience in utero.
Oh yeah,
It
it makes sense that they would have some kind of connection to not real life. I'm just talking in Death Stranding. It would make sense in that world that they would have some sort of connection with death, with the beach, which is not death. It's more like a limbo, from my understanding.
Yeah,
because there's
like,
something beyond the beach that is total death that nobody knows about. The beach is just like a facilitation between it. Like there's the seam that goes to the beach, and then the beach is like the last step before death. It reminded me of this young adult book I read in like middle school, where it was about a necromancer, and their like whole system of necromancy is like the necromancers would ring this bell, and they would be taken to not a beach, but like a river. I think it was supposed to be like the river Styx. And like there were like 5 or 6 different levels in that river, and past this, like the 7th would be total death. And that was kind of what I was reminded of. I can't remember what it was called, like Aborsen, something like that. Abersen. But it was very much kind of the same thing. It was like death wasn't final. Like if you could get to that river, you could still pull the spirit back. Of course, unless like their whole entire body. Like there were different levels. Like if you were shot in the head, obviously you would just immediately go to the 7th layer. But that's kind of how I saw the beach. Is it wasn't final death. It was like close to. Which is why Sam got to come back, even though he got shot in the stomach. And that's why he has that big scar there. But that was with some, like, god-level entity fuckery. which ended up facilitating make the Death Stranding go into full force, and
Yeah,
that was
exactly.
that whole thing. Back to Death Stranding. I mean, it's all been Death Stranding.
Mm-hmm.
And a little bit of The Last of Us.
A little bit. I heard the last couple episodes were good, and I'm like, okay, I'll finish the season eventually, maybe, but
yeah, I would say good is about it.
I just can't.
It wasn't like mind blowing,
man. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. They kind of cucked Joel a bit in this version. Yeah, they aged him up 10 years. So instead of 46, he's 56 during the whole events.
Mm-hmm.
And like one like really weird thing, I mean it makes sense for TV, but like the whole like episode where they find Tommy and whatever and get into his commune, that they have to make a point being like, "Oh yeah, we are communists." Like, fuck you, bitch. Like they have to make a point of it. And the big men are like, "Oh, this ain't communism." And it obviously is communism, of course. But anyway, besides that, like that whole episode, like Joel has like panic attacks. Like he like like physically like grabs his chest and has anxiety and does the whole like zoom in close up on his face, and he's like, I'm so fucking freaked out right now. And then he breaks down and cries in front of Tommy, and it's like, God damn it. Like, it's great acting. Pedro Pascal is, he's a good actor and everything. It's just like they really were like, let's not make him a super hardened badass like he was in the game. And even the hospital, where he goes Rambo mode and kills everybody. They have a scene like that, and I was glad that they included it, where he fucking goes ham and kills a bunch of people. But they like during that whole scene, it's like, it done like jump shots, cut shots, whatever you want to call it, where it's like it cuts from one scene to the next, and like one scene it cuts to him like shooting down this hallway and being a super badass. Then there's another one where this guy surrenders, and then Joel shoots him in the head. And it's like, what? Fucking goddamn you. Like, oh my God. Gotta make him a bad dude. And the whole scene where he gets to Ellie, and she's about to be operated on. Doctor dude, Abby's dad, he like, in the game, if you got close to him, he would like stab you. He would like, I'm not going to let you take her, and he'd stab you. In this, he like pulls the knife up, and then Joel just immediately shoots him in the head. It's like, all right, cool.
Damn. He doesn't even get a chance to be like, hey, buddy, I have a daughter.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting. He was like, please don't, I have a daughter. We can actually really cure this. And it seems like they were heavily leaning towards that, like they were going to be able to really cure it. And that was just kind of like the whole point was the ambiguity and the fact that they didn't give Ellie a choice, and that Joel took that choice from her, but then so did the Fireflies. Yeah. Like they were both wrong. Yeah. Like nobody asked what she wanted. But instead they make Joel the bad guy because you know what happens in part 2.
Yeah, because men are bad and we can't trust them. Yeah, that's why.
There's no nuance.
Because violence is bad. How many fucking shows do we need to tell us that violence is bad? While at the same time glorifying violence. I mean, come on. Come on, guys. Who gives a shit about violence?
Yeah, I just wanted to see a fucking badass dude like Pedro Pascal killing a bunch of zombies. But it didn't even get that. It had to be some, like, it really focused on the drama part of it. And there were barely any clickers at all. Which, at a point, it was like to the show's detriment, because they're building up this whole, well, this clicker situation is out of control, we need a cure, when like only 3 or 4 episodes had clickers in them, and only one episode had like a legit horde of them.
Really? Was that the last time that they showed a big zombie horde
Was that, yeah.
was the episode that I stopped caring.
Yeah,
Was after
yeah,
seeing
there was
the
no
horde
more,
and
like,
being
like the Left Behind DLC, they did an episode, with Ellie and Riley, I think her name is. And the whole
I never played it.
yeah,
so
it's
I don't
everything
know.
that happens before The Last of Us. A couple years before, it's where Ellie gets bit and finds out that she's immune. They had that in the game. They like fight off a horde in the mall, and that's why they both get bit, is because they're like overrun. But in the show, it was like just one zombie, and they both get bit by it.
What? Come
It
on.
was very, it was just like, come on. Like, for a zombie show, it was very much like not about showing the zombies. And I get it, it was all practical effects. I respect that. Like, that whole scene with all the clickers, those were all actors. Except,
What, crawling out of the thing?
well, I think that was CGI, but like, there were more practical effects done with that than like even the
okay.
big dude was like a practical effect with some CGI.
Oh, that's cool.
So kudos to them for that.
Okay.
That's probably where the budget went. Plus all the
Yeah.
CGI, plus the giraffe. They got a real giraffe for some reason
Oh,
for that
my
scene.
God.
It was weird because me and my brother, I watched it with my brother and my mom, and as we watched that scene, we were like, wow, CGI sure has come a long way, because the giraffe still kind of looks CGI. But then, like, I was, I was looking at Ellie's actress's Instagram, and like she was posing with the giraffe. I was like, that was a real fucking giraffe. And yeah, it was. They got a real giraffe for that one scene. I was like, damn,
Wow.
that's where the budget
Okay.
went.
Yeah, God, how much do you think that cost?
I think it was
Like
almost as much, if not
$10,000?
more, than House of the Dragon.
Wow.
So a couple $100 million
Damn.
for the whole series.
House of the Dragon used real dragons.
Yeah, they
so
did.
That tells you how much better that show was. I did like House of the Dragon though, dude. That shit rocked. I looked up how it ends because, it's only like one book in the series, and I guess the dude, it's like the story's explained during Game of Thrones anyway, and I don't know. I had a whole dive into the Game of Thrones world lore for a minute and was watching some cool YouTube videos about it and shit, but what was I saying? House of the Dragon. Oh, House of the Dragon is, I don't know, it's pretty cool. I dig it. I cared more about it than I did Last of Us, and, I don't know. I wanted to like Last of Us.
It had a solid start, and I will say that the last couple episodes are pretty good. When the brother has to kill his younger brother, that was a pretty, that still was like, damn, that was like a gut punch still. I mean,
brutal.
Stuff like that, but they just rushed through it. I think if it had been maybe like 14 episodes, they could have paced it a bit better, and they could have had some other stuff, like the whole episode with David, the pedophile dude. That was one episode. All that was just one episode.
Jesus.
The whole
Christ.
winter section was just.
Oh, that sucks. That was only one episode. Man.
Yeah. And they cut out there was a scene where Ellie and him fight off a bunch of clickers, and it's like supposed to, like in the game, it's like, okay, so you can trust this guy, even though he's kind of a weirdo. But in the show, it's just like, it starts off and he's like reading a sermon to his, it makes him very, it very much starts off like with him being bad. And
he got that creepy aura about him.
Yeah, because they're like, he has like
he's reading from the scripture, and then the camera pans in, and he looks up and does a sort of like a sly smile as he says, like, and the Lord hath wrought his wrath upon them. Or
there was
like
kind of like that. It was more like they're like, it starts off and it's a funeral for this. The guy that I believe it's the guy that Joel kills in like the episode before, or whatever, at the college when he gets in the game he falls on a piece of rebar, but in the show he gets like stabbed with a bat.
What?
Yeah. They changed that for some reason. Like he gets stabbed in the gut with a bat.
With a bat?
Yeah, baseball.
Like a
Like
baseball
it's like a
bat?
baseball bat that's been broken. So he gets stabbed in the gut with that. And I believe it was this girl's dad in David's commune, and she's like, "Can we bury my dad?" He like looks up and like looks at the camera and he's like, "No, because they're cannibals, you know, they're gonna fucking cannibalize her dad." And so they make him be this big evil dude from the get-go. Like there's obviously something off. Not like in the game where you're like, oh, maybe they, you know, maybe we finally met another decent dude like Tommy and he just has his own little thing going on, and then comes to find out later, you know, he tries to like rape Ellie and whatever.
Yeah.
They also, another big thing, like that episode was probably, it was a good episode, but they changed so much from the game that it took away a lot of the impact. Like, if you remember at the end of that whole thing with David, they're in the burning manor or lodge cabin, and she like gets the machete and hacks him to death. Like a very visceral, brutal scene. She's crying, and then Joel comes in, like stops her and hugs her. In the show, she does the same thing, except she just like hacks him up, and then she like runs out of the building, and then Joel's like, "Oh, there you are, baby girl," and hugs her. And it's like like
She's
still
just
emotional.
covered in blood.
Yeah, I mean it's still super emotional. If you hadn't played the game, it would be like, wow, okay, yeah. I mean that they totally have a father-daughter bond now. I mean, but I just think Joel finding her doing that was more, I don't know. It was just better.
Yeah.
Like a better way to do the scene.
Like actually seeing somebody
Like he doesn't come in and save her
killing.
either way, which I'm glad. I was kind of worried they were going to have him come in and, you know, like save her from him. She still like deals the final blow. It's just that little change of him finding her, hacking him up, and like stopping her from doing it to her doing it and then running out. It just took away from it for me.
Yeah.
My mom
yeah,
loved
I
it
get
though.
that.
She loved it. She totally called the dude was a cannibal. She as soon as he said that thing about her dad, she's like, "They're eating him, aren't they?"
Yup. It's got to be the music or something. It gives away the cannibal vibe.
Yeah, I mean the music was good. It was all done by whatever his name is.
John Williams.
Yeah, John Williams. Something like Gutierrez. That's racist. I shouldn't say that. I can't remember his name, but he does like the Spanish guitar.
Oh, like I was gonna say oh god, Carlos Santana.
God damn it, Elliot.
No, the other guy. There's another. He does classical guitar. And he has like one. He has like a one-word name.
Gustavo Santalala. Gustavo Santalala. It's probably not how you pronounce it, but that's the guy.
Gutierrez something was close.
Yeah,
You got
I was
it.
close.
Who's that guy who he did classical guitar and he like sold CDs on TV to teach you classical guitar, and he could like stand on his guitar. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yes, but I can't.
I want to say it's like Santiago or
Sounds right. Sounds familiar.
I don't know. I'll probably find it after this episode and be like, "You fucking idiot."
Isn't that how it always goes?
Yeah. Yup. So, it was good. Death Stranding. Last of Us. I'll eventually finish watching it, but I don't have any enthusiasm about it.
You shouldn't. It's very mid.
Yeah.
It does the job,
Fuck
I
it.
guess.
Fuck it. I'll just dive even deeper into Warhammer while at the same time.
Oh
playing
yeah, that. We didn't
Cyberpunk.
even talk about that at all.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about Warhammer, but it's okay. I'm not far enough into it. I only have like a month's worth of fucking with it a little bit every day and I'm not, I'm not very far along at all. But whatever. All my YouTube algorithms now are just, it's crazy Warhammer shit all the time, and I mean, it's like an entire goddamn ecosystem. Like, they use the phrase, like, hobby, just like hobby paints and hobby stuff, and it's like, well, you can use these for a lot of different hobbies, but it's like, no, this is the one. This is the hobby.
One thing you're gonna use it on.
when you get into it, this is the hobby: is assembling the minis and then painting them and then doing, and that's just those two steps is like not even playing the game, and it's insanity, but it's something to spend my money on while I don't have children, and I, don't have to give away part of my soul to nourish the future of my bloodline. Like, is that so important? Your bloodline continuing?
According to Hideo Kojima, no. It's not.
Hideo Kojima, and it's just the same thing, but like, Snake is just actually canon gay and not just silly gay. The clap of my ass cheeks would be canon. Yeah, that's good. That's a good one. Well, fuck. You have any final thoughts?
Yeah. Watch The Last of Us. Give all your money to Neil Druckmann, because he is a visionary, a true visionary in the field.
Right.
Also give all your money to Hideo Kojima. Hopefully they will do a Death Stranding HBO series starring Pedro Pascal. That's my one wish.
That would be awesome. That would be fucking awesome. Please actually make that happen.
It could work. I mean, he kind of looks like Norman Reedus. Not really, but...
No, it's like not even close.
But he's so hot right now. I mean, how could you pass it up?
You're right. Woof. Fantastic. Well, you guys take it easy. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Don't drink too much.
Yeah.
Drink just enough.
Drink just enough. Be safe and
keep
love
yourself safe.
Each other. Yeah. All right.
10 years in the joint made you a fucking pussy. Tunnel snakes rule. We're the tunnel snakes. That's us, and we rule.